with this latest Twitter binge from one Tony Khan. So, if you notice the caption, di ba si Bryan Danielson nasa Japan, di ba? Nag-Wrestle Kingdom siya, tapos nag-New Year Dash pa. Hindi natin alam kung nakauwi na si Bryan ng States or whatever, but in the past few days, kung di nyo napapansin, nag-post muna ng tweet yung USA Network account in reference to something Tony Khan said last week about how yung cage match ratings ginagamit niyang basehan for how he runs AEW. And then, so humirit si USA Network, humirit din si Tony Khan na basically pinaringgan niya si Jinder Mahal. Parang sinasabi niya na, bakit ito? Anong credibility niya para maging number one contender kay Seth freaking Rollins? So, and then he starts to put Hook over. So, sobrang daming kalat na nangyari after because sumagot si Jinder, sumagot si Eric Bischoff, Dave Meltzer nagparinig, Dax Harwood sumagot din, even freaking Idris Enofe quote-tweeted Tony Khan and said STFU. So, this is a mess. Okay, I'm not like pointing fingers here, so I'm gonna throw to Emil and Ro here to get their take on it because sobrang kalat, guys.
Yeah, it's a fucking mess. It's actually embarrassing for everyone involved in the wrestling business. Well, let's also mention the fact na binura ni Jinder yung comment niya. So, somewhere in there, it means that somebody told him to delete it, or he, figured out that he had to delete it. So at least one company's social media policy is working. Kasi, because they are the professional wrestling corporation, and it's really embarrassing. I know at this point TK is using it to drum up buzz for himself. Whether he obviously lives by the code na any publicity is good publicity, and at this point, as a PR practitioner, hindi na totoo yun eh. Kasi bad publicity is bad publicity. And I've spoken to people, or I've seen sentiments saying that they want to watch AEW, but Tony Khan's behavior online is turning them off. And that goes for a lot of companies. If you are the figurehead of a company, like we've been saying this so many times. Every time every time Tony Khan goes on a Twitter bender, diba? You wanna run a company, you gotta be the bigger man. Like Vince McMahon didn't do this shit, diba? I don't think that he would have done this kahit nung Monday Night War. So it's nice, I guess, to see a CEO be so passionate about his product, pero it's also pretty embarrassing for him to stoop down to juvenile internet forum antics. I mean, yes, laking internet forum din si Tony Khan, like me and a whole bunch of other people, but you're fucking what? How old is this guy? 40s? In his 40s? What?
He's 41.
He's 41. And you're acting like a teenager on a wrestling forum, diba? On a wrestling message board. And I guess some people like it kasi some people naghanap na away. Some people get their kicks debating with others online. But this is unbecoming of a pro wrestling CEO. It really is. It's plain embarrassing.
One of the things na I wished after Bryan took over the disciplinary committee and they started finding wrestlers for their social media shenanigans. My one wish came out of that is I wish TK would stop his Twitter benders, and not even a month into 2024 we already have this, and again we've been talking about TK's Twitter behavior for a while. Like, it's not a good look for an owner. This is an owner. He's not just an employee of AEW. He's the top guy. He's the boss of AEW, and for him to be acting like this is not a good look. And also, what Rose said is true. May mga fans na turn off sa product because of TK's behavior. Not even about the product. A lot of people doesn't watch the product mainly because of TK, and it's something na nakaka-affect talaga sa overall aesthetic ng AEW.
Okay, couple of things.
Sorry.
One, Bryan isn't the head of the disciplinary committee. He's just a part of it. Like, he's actually gone on record to say na natatawa siya that people say that he's the head. He's not. He's just part of it. Second, we haven't even talked about the fact that Jinder is the number one contender right now. Like, that's what we should be talking about, diba?
And he gave Jinder free publicity, and the whole thing backfired on him. On what he was saying, it's not a big deal for Seth Rollins to throw out a championship shot Diba? At Jinder Mahal, diba? And kasi, the character is he's a fighting champion.
Yeah.
You want some, come get some, diba? That's not out of line for who Seth Rollins is as a champion. So okay lang. I mean, this shouldn't be the problem. And then Tony Khan does the exact same thing when he gave Hook a championship match next week against Samoa Joe. So sino nagbonta nga, diba? You put Jinder on blast, or you put WWE on blast for throwing out a shot at Jinder, who Tony Khan says has lost so much and didn't do anything to qualify for that shot. And he turns around and gives Hook the same thing. Kahit sabihin mong may winning streak si Hook, he didn't do anything as well to get that shot. He just got in Samoa Joe's face, and it also makes sense. I will tell you that it also makes sense for Joe to give him a shot. I'm just saying that it's embarrassing that TK did that out of spite.
Yeah, but yung comment actually ni Lance, no? If TK has a problem with people giving away title shots, then you
Yeah.
should just bring back the rankings, di ba?
No. Hindi naman yun yung problema niya. His problem was WWE booking. Diba? So it had,
Okay.
the AEW rankings have nothing to do with WWE booking.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's embarrassing. It's funny because what he did ended up giving more press to Jinder, which a lot of people, a lot of fans don't already like. Diba? Now maybe some of them are supporting him out of spite against Tony Khan. Diba?
I mean,
Oh
not
my
us,
God.
not our community. Tayo natatawa lang tayo because this is great. This is fun. It's Jinder Mahal. Cool. Di ba?